8 notes. Now, this is the same stuff that we've been doing before. What multiplies to negative 64, but adds to this middle term in there. So, what number multiplies to negative 64, but adds to 0? There's no middle term. So we can go through the factors. 2 and 32, that's not going to work. 4 and 16. Well, 8 and negative 8. So it's t minus 8, t plus 8. Over here, same thing. Negative 121. What multiplies to negative 121? Put adds to 0. For these, when you see two terms, the nice thing is we can just take the square root of 121. And we get 11 and negative 11. So it's q plus 11, q minus 11. But they're going to get a little more difficult. Like here, we still have two terms, but we're multiplying to negative 100, but adding to 0. And now we have to, because we have a number out in front, we need to look at the box, the x box method, and say, okay, negative 10 and positive 10, 4a squared, negative 10a, 10a, negative 25, and then factor out what you have in common. So here there's a 2a, and here there's a 5a, and here there's a 2a and a negative 5. That's not there. That a isn't there. So it's 2a plus 5, 2a minus 5. But if you notice here, if we take the square root of 4, we get 2 and 2. And the square root of 25, we get 5 and 5. So if you see two terms like that, it's a difference of squares. These have to be both square numbers, like 2 times 2 and 5 times 5. And you can just factor it out. You didn't even need to use the Xbox method. Letter D, 2 is not a perfect square, but we need to factor out a 2 and a p in front. This has a 2p, this has a p, and a factor of 2 there we should factor out in front. So we have p squared minus 81. Now we have difference of two squares, p squared and negative 81, so 2p and then p minus 9, p plus 9. That's 8 notes. Difference of squares. I'm going to move right along to the last section we're going to hit this year. Now, just like before, what two numbers multiply to 16 but add to 8? Well, it's 4 and 4. So x plus 4 and x plus 4. And we can rewrite this as x plus 4 squared. Here, what two numbers multiply to 9 but add to negative 6? X minus 3, x minus 3, or x minus 3 squared. Letter C, this one's a little bit more difficult. We have an a term out here in front, so we have to do 4 times 9 is 36, and adds to 12. What two numbers multiply to 36 would add to 12? 6 and 6. Make your box. 4y squared, 9, 6y, and 6y. Now factor out 2y, 2y, 3, 3, 2y plus 3 squared. And the last one. Hopefully you notice they all have something in common. That's what you should always be looking for first. What do they have in common? It's going to make my life a lot easier. A factor of 3, a factor of 3, a factor of 3. Factor that 3 out. 8d squared plus 13d minus 6. So what two numbers multiply to negative 42 but add to 13? That's a difficult one. It can't be 8 and 6. 4 doesn't work. 2 and something maybe. 2 and 21. That doesn't work. Let's keep trying here. Well, it helps if I do my math right here. This is 48. And it's what two numbers multiply to negative 48 but add to 13 would be 16 and negative 3. Then we make our box. 8d squared, negative 6, negative 3d, and 16d. There's a d. there's 2, 8d, and negative 3. So d plus 2 and 8d minus 3. And don't forget about this 3 out in front.